Hey everyone, happy Friday off the rails sports with Bert Beiswanger. I hope you're getting a leg up on the weekend. We're enjoying it, taking in some Olympics, some Olympic hockey today. First of all, sporting the Final Four, men's Final Four pullover here. Went to the local organizing committee meeting this past week we had. And let me say that Indianapolis, first of all, what an awesome room of friends, smart, energetic, passionate people that are involved in the planning of this. Indiana Sports Corporation and just so many other partners and individuals that make this happen. Indianapolis always sets the bar for how you do major sports events, and we are going to exceed that bar once again. We keep raising the bar, and Indianapolis does it better than anyone can, no matter what the sports event is, and we're going to do that again. But I'm fired up. I'm excited. The vibe in the room was awesome, and we're getting close. 6 weeks away from the Final Four. Hard to believe, isn't it? Hey, we're enjoying the Winter Olympics. This is the last weekend of the Olympics. I've indulged it. In anything and everything. I'm watching biathlons and other cross country ski events and hockey, speed skating, short track, main track, alpine ski events, you name it. I'm leaving a lot out. Curling, watched a lot of curling. In fact, USA women just lost the semifinal to Switzerland, so they're done. But no, I've taken it all in. Hockey, first of all, congratulations, USA women yesterday. What an awesome game against Canada. We don't watch a lot of women's hockey here, right? But during the Olympics, USA Canada they just go back and forth on who's better. They beat each other up in all these national events or international events, including the Olympics. So that game was awesome. USA tied it with about 2 minutes to go to force overtime, and then they scored a goal not too long into overtime. The Olympics plays 3-on-3 in overtime, so that's crazy. That opens up the ice. NHL does that too. The Olympics does it for a longer duration in overtime. At any rate, it's been fantastic. The men's side, the round robin left a lot to be desired, but man, once we got into this tournament play, it's been awesome. 3 overtime games the other day, including an exciting USA Sweden game. Well, Canada and Czechia before that. Canada ties it up with 4 minutes to go in the game. They're the clear favorites. Uh, anyway, they tied it up with 4 minutes to go in the game, and then they win it in overtime. That was awesome. Then following that was USA Sweden. Um, Fantastic. Just a grinded out game. USA got a goal in the second period, I want to say. Sweden tied that in the closing minutes, pulled the goaltender, tied it up in the closing minutes. Zabandajad for Sweden scored the goal. So that game was awesome. USA won it in overtime, and the place erupted. The bar erupted where I was watching it. Speaking of that, content management, sports bars. You've got all these TVs. You promote yourself as sports bars. We got to do a better job. USA Sweden game. There were more TVs on talking head shows than there were the hockey game. Had to beg to have more TVs turn on the game, and also had to ask for the music to be turned off on the jukebox, and it put the sound of the game on. Once they did that, the entire bar was glued into the game. You can't watch a major Olympic sporting event like hockey without having the sound on. It doesn't work. So they did that. Yesterday, women's game. I go to another place, major sports bar, ask for the audio to be on the women's gold medal game twice, and to no avail. So that was disappointing, and others in the bar were disappointed. Look, you guys are sports bars. Manage your content. Know what's coming up. Know the room. You've got USA Hockey on and nothing else. Why are we watching talking head shows? Why are we begging to have USA Sweden put on? And why do we have USA Canada women's gold medal game on a gazillion TVs, but I'm listening to music? So you can't hear, you're not getting any of the feel of the moment. That's disappointing. I'm available to be hired by anyone to help take the burden off the shoulders of staff and help manage the content. Because if you're going to have 100 TVs and there's two live sporting events going on, a hockey game and golf, we better have it on hockey and golf, and the audio better be on hockey. So today, I will be very disappointed if everyone does not have the audio of USA and Slovakia on. 3 o'clock semifinal, USA men and Slovakia. And right now, like I said, we're watching Canada and Finland. And the final will be Sunday morning. All right. So Olympics, we love it. Pacers and tanking. All right. This became a big deal all of a sudden with Adam Silver and the league. And they've talked about it over the years. But to recap, the Pacers got fined $100,000 for tanking last week. By the way, this is coming off of a game where they beat the New York Knicks, so whatever. Nobody has been through the grinder of injuries like the Pacers have this year. All right, I mean, they started this season with their best player, Tyrese Haliburton, obviously missing the season. Then they had a slew of injuries out of the gate. They're trying to figure out, they're trying to play different players in different situations and roles, trying to figure out what that future rotation could be. We've talked about Johnny Furphy and what a good year he was having, and how I could see him as soon as next year, even with everyone back, Furphy being a really important top 10 rotational player. Well, he tears his ACL. So you know what, NBA, find the Pacers all you want. Kent Sterling made a good point about this. I think it was yesterday I saw his take. And I fully agree. Pay the fine. Keep fining us. The Pacers has never been a tanking organization, okay? They're trying to manage the situation. And they're trying to do what's best for the future of the organization. And a lot of that is managing through these injuries. You've already lost a lot of players. And managing through these injuries, maneuvering through these injuries, and trying to give young guys different roles and more minutes, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know what? League, you spent NBA, Adam Silver. I mean, you've got a league that has load management issues already. So get off the Pacers. They have, no one's been through a harder run of injuries in recent times, including your franchise player going down in Game 7 of the NBA championship. And so, whatever. Now, having said that, I'm a little fired up about it more because the Pacers kind of put themselves in a little bit of a situation where, that this trade they made with Benedict Mathurin and not protecting 539, I still, for the life of me, can't understand why that deal couldn't have gotten done without that. So suffice to say, Pacers have to finish 1 through 4 or land in that 1 through 4 spot. But this is a team that's never won any kind of a ping pong ball draw for the lottery or coin flip, whatever, back in the day for Patrick Ewing. They've never won any significant had any significant outcome in the lottery that wasn't equal to where they kind of finished in the regular standings anyway. I'm kind of butchering that, but suffice to say, Pacers tank. I really appreciated seeing a note by Mark Cuban. Well, actually, it was I can't find the tweet right now, but it was a comment by, it was a tweet by Kevin Pritchard and Mark responding to that, or some exchange between those two. I can't remember what led to what, but suffice to say, Cuban came to the defense of the Pacers, and he said, you are doing the right thing. You're managing your organization the way you need to be managing your organization and trying to figure out what these future roles are going to be and all that. So I appreciate that because of all the teams that get picked on by the league, the Pacers shouldn't be one of them. So Silver, I already really not a big fan of his anyway. So now I'm really not. But hey, we move on. Keep losing, Pacers. Let's do it, and let's manage these injuries, please. IU-Purdue, that is tonight, Friday, on Peacock. I think 8 o'clock, probably 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock maybe. Listen, big game in the sense that Purdue needs to bounce back. They are ranked seventh, and I watch a lot of college hoops, guys. A lot. We're in Big Ten country, and to talk to some of my friends, you would think that the world begins and ends with the Big Ten, and that's not true. We watch a lot of SEC in my house. I'm a Florida Gators fan, and I like what they're doing. So they're ranked 12th now, by the way. Purdue's seventh, and I was just telling someone the other day, those two should be flip flopped. Purdue would not beat Florida right now. And listen, Purdue's a good team. There's a good team, but they were way over elevated early in the season. They're a good team. They have some flaws, just like a lot of teams. But Purdue is not. They're not Arizona. They're not UConn, Duke, Iowa State, Houston, Florida. I know I'm missing a big time team somewhere, but suffice to say, Michigan. Sorry, yeah, the best team in the country, Michigan. Michigan dominated, just gate the wire, like a prime thoroughbred. Gate the wire. Michigan dominated that game, and yeah, Purdue was never in it, and now they go home. They play IU. IU beat them a couple weeks ago at Assembly Hall, so here we are in West Lafayette. Purdue should win this game. If they can't win this game, then they got bigger issues than I thought they already had. But IU's a nice team. They really are. Look, they've got a ceiling, but they're a nice team. They're well coached. I like the way the team plays. They're easy. They're easy to watch. I know they got flaws. Like they went to Illinois and they couldn't hit threes again. All of a sudden, they're not big up front, so they're going to get dominated by teams like that and others. But hey, you know what? They get one more significant win and they punch their ticket. They're in the NCAA tournament, no doubt. So looking forward to watching that. Looking forward to watching the hockey. Come on, USA. Hey, how fun would it be to wake up Sunday morning, get that coffee, 8 a.m., turn on the gold medal game between USA and whoever they play. Everyone assumes it's USA Canada, but I'm telling you, these teams, once this tournament started, they've really ramped up their quality of play and competition level. And a lot of these teams are loaded with NHL players. So, I mean, Canada and USA top to bottom probably the most, and Sweden next. But Finland's strong. Slovakia is fairly strong too. So these are no pushover games, and we just want to see a USA gold medal game on Sunday morning. All right. Hey everyone, you have a great weekend. I was going to talk a little WNBA negotiations, but frankly, I'm kind of tired of hearing about it. Suffice to say that the league and the Players Association are miles apart, and their demands, payments, or what salary caps would be, and et cetera, percentage of revenues, and what have you. The short story of this whole thing is if the WNBA doesn't get this done, this never goes well for any sport, MLB, NHL, when you don't have a season. It's tough. The recovery on the back end is really tough. I will promise you it will be really tough with the WNBA. And this league has bled money for decades. Only thanks to the NBA itself and organizations like Page for Sports and Entertainment and others. Only because of them is this league even still around. Now they're finally getting a boost, right? Thanks to Caitlin Clark. That's just the end of the story. But now all of a sudden everyone wants to act like everyone's tuning in to watch them and that they deserve more money than they do. And the reality is the league is still making up for lost time and bleeding money for years. They've made a very fair offer to the players. I think the average salary like 5 times what it had been. And they're still the players are still turning it down. They're asking for like 30% of all revenues, not net revenues, all revenues. That's insane. You'll never get on the court with that. And I'm sure like any players association, there's a divide within that. But anyway, I said I wasn't going to talk too much about this. I spent way too much time already. And we'll see where it goes. But all right, enjoy the last weekend of the Olympics. Enjoy good college hoops this weekend. Pacers keep losing. I don't know what else to say. And everyone have a good weekend. Get a leg up on the weekend. Enjoy it. Have a good day.